Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Custom Carving and Epoxy UK. I hope you're all doing well. Reggie says hi as well. So this video is going to be a little bit different. So I've put up my Christmas tree, I've put on the ornaments, and if I'm being honest, it looks okay, but it's not very me. So luckily, Let's Resin have sent me some ornament molds and some intense chameleon flakes, which I am so excited about trying. So I'm going to make some ornaments, make them unique, make the tree mine, and that's what this video is about. So let's get straight to the workshop. What do you think, Reg? Yeah? Good boy. And just to show you guys, this is the Christmas tree as it stands. So pretty nice. And it's got some nice glittery, sparkly ornaments on, as you could all imagine. But it's not very me. So let's make these ornaments, let's make them unique, and let's get them on the tree. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Custom Carving and Epoxy UK, and I hope you're all doing well. And I decorated my tree the other day, but it's not very me. So I thought, what can I do? And Let's Resin very kindly sent me some of their Christmas ornament molds. So I thought I would have a go with a few of them. And one thing I have noticed with these molds, which is great, is if you look there, it tells you how much resin you need to fill them. So each one of these is 7 fluid ounces. Now I'm just debating which ones to do. I want at least 8, but I might go for all 16, to be honest with you, in different ways over the next few days. And you know what? There's still time to get these in before Christmas, guys. So if you want them, the affiliate links are in the description, or you can use my discount code, which is ccukresin, and it's been updated for the US and the UK version. Now, they've also sent me some of these, and I'm really excited, these chameleon flakes, intense colour shift ones. And I've worked with their chameleon powders for a while, but I've been really wanting to try these, so I'm very excited because I think they give you an ultra chameleon effect, if that makes sense. And I've got lots of ideas for these flakes, but I thought I would start off with a couple of these decorations, just doing quite simple ones. So this one's sort of a purple to blue shift, and that reminds me at Christmas of the big purple Quality Street chocolates that you get. So first one I'm going to do is this sweetie. And again, if you've got a different favourite sweet, then obviously do it a different colour. But the great thing about this is I'm not mixing any resin at the minute, so hopefully you can hear me clearly. I don't have my respirator on because I don't need it, and I'm just going to be burnishing, well, decorating these moulds ready to fill. And I'm thinking with the snowman of doing my little technique that I use with the UV resin as well, just to get some details in there. But for now, let's start off with this because I'm really excited to see what these flakes actually do. And it comes with a brush as well in the kit, which is great. And I think a little goes a long way from what I've seen when people use these. So I'm just going to put a little bit in and see how far we go. Now the key is with these, compared to the chameleon powders, you actually want to burnish them in like this. And this is where you get that real effect and that intense colour. You don't want to just leave them on the surface. So again, with a mould like this, they're quite deep, so make sure you go around all the edges as well, because that's where I think it'll be visible if you haven't. And I'm just continuing to rub it round all the sides, and this is actually a little bit pinker than what I thought, but do you know what? It still looks like the big purple Quality Streets that you get in the UK, which always reminds me of Christmas. So I think these are going to look absolutely stunning. And again, as always, if you're using anything chameleon, guys, you want to be using a black resin to really make it pop and bring out that colour. So that is pretty much the front of it done. And I'm just going to carry on until I'm confident that it's all been fully covered, because the last thing I want is any black popping out and ruining this lovely colour from these flakes. And again, I want to go around all of these edges especially and make sure that they're covered, because knowing me, they're the bits that won't get covered and I'll lose the effect. So again, it's quite relaxing actually, so it's quite a nice thing to do, especially with not having to have my respirator on at this point. Feels very strange not having a respirator on when I'm technically doing a resin project. Obviously I will be putting it on when I mix the resin and put that in. But again, just going around all these sides, really going round in a circular light motion to make sure that these flakes are burnished in as well as they can be. Because I want this effect all the way around, so hopefully I get a nice even look. And it almost creates like a separate layer. So it is very different to the standard Chameleon powders, these flakes. Almost creates like a layer of metal. Do you know, like when you're gold foiling, that's what it feels like to me you're creating. It's almost like a different method of foiling. Again, just going around this edge, because I think this is probably the most likely to be missed, and I want to make sure that, as I say, the whole thing is burnished so that I get that lovely colour and shine all the way around. And that's pretty much that one done. Pretty straightforward. I'm just looking around now, and actually a tiny bit more just in this side here, just to make sure, as I say, it's completely covered. Again, going around that edge again. This is like pinky to gold, and you can just see, even before I've put the resin in, as I move that mould then, and yes, you will get a few bits all around, but that's fine. It goes from purple to sort of a bluey goldy colour. So there's almost like 3 different colours in that. And I think that's going to be stunning. So that's that one. Again, when you're doing this, guys, it might be useful to have a pack of wipes next to you. So that is the first one done. I'm just going to clean off the excess flakes. And if I do get a few extras in the others, I don't think it will matter. I actually think I'll quite like that look. I don't know what that is, but that's a bit of dried epoxy that's just dropped from somewhere, from the heavens. And you know what? Just so I'm not overcomplicating things, I might do this boot in it as well. And you can probably see on the side, I've just spilt some on my mat, so that will be perfect to just pick up, throw it in there, and hopefully burnish that one as well. I'm just going around in that circular motion, and I might try and keep the top of this one not burnished in this colour, and then see if I can put a different colour on top. But I do like these stunning colours, much brighter than the even the Chameleon powders that you get from Let's Resin. And again, a little goes a long way is what I'm finding. So again, I'm just going to put it up there, so then hopefully I can blend another colour into this. I don't know if these are supposed to blend or not, but we'll find out in a minute. I think a tiny bit more just on the edges to make sure I get the edges of this. And I might actually try and just burnish all of these in these, because they are absolutely, as I say, stunning. And they don't have to look like the typical Christmas colours to me. It's your tree, it's your ornaments. Do what you want with them. Make them yours. If you're just copying the red and white and green like everybody else, then they're not really that unique, are they? That's the way I look at it. So that's lovely and burnished on there. And as you can see, a little goes a long way on these, which is good. And then I'm just going to top them up, as I say, with black resin when I'm finished. And when you're using black, guys, you can use a mica powder, but I find you get much better results just using black pigment paste. So that is that one. There was a really greenish one, actually. That one. So this one is lime. So I think that'll be perfect for my little Christmas tree. But I want to use a little bit of this fuchsia as well, because it's almost got a golden tinge to it. And I'm going to try and do that for the star at the top, if I can. And they do come with these annoying little lids, the same as most flakes or powders do. And look at that, I've got it all over my hands. So you might want to use gloves if you're doing this. But when I get excited about something, I just go for it, you know. So this is like a goldy tinge. So I just want this in this star, if I can get it in there, at the top of the Christmas tree. Because it's always nice to have a golden star at the top. And again, just going around those edges as well, trying to burnish it as much as possible so that it stays on. Getting right into all of those nooks and crannies. There we go, so that's that one. Now this star here as well, I'm going to go around it with this gold. And we'll have like a golden star. Now I'm going to go around the edges with this anyway. And then as I say, I might try and incorporate a different colour in the centre. Just as a test to see if it works. But I'm deliberately loading it around the sides as well. Because I want to make sure the sides are covered, as well as the base. And then I've just realised there's a bell here which really should be gold. Hey ho. But again, this is really, it's just giving me something nice to put on the Christmas tree that is unique, that I've made, that nobody else in the world will have. Well, maybe they will, because these are quite popular Chameleon flakes, but not ones that you could buy in a shop. So again, just going to go around these edges and really try and burnish these flakes in. And you do need a good amount on your brush, otherwise it doesn't burnish them in properly. And you want to make sure that you do that, otherwise it's going to be no different really to your Chameleon flakes. So again, just going around these edges, trying to make sure I've got them going all the way around. And then there's just this little top bit as well. And it's going to be fun cleaning the moulds after, I can guess. There we go. But I think these are going to come out absolutely amazing, hopefully. And as you can see, I'm just taking care really to go around these edges, like so. And then obviously this bell needs to all be this colour really, because we know that bells are typically gold. You could do it in a different colour if you wanted to, but it'd be good to have at least one of these pieces traditional, I suppose. And it's a good job I've not showered yet, because hopefully all this will come off in the shower. Do wear gloves, guys. They'll protect your skin. But there we go, lovely and gold, that shimmer. I'm really excited to see what these turn out like and putting them on the tree. And again, just going around all of these edges, making sure that there's nowhere that I've missed. So that is the gold one, the goldy pink. Stunning, again, as a colour. So, go back to actually opening the green, which is what I was going to do. And actually it comes off quite easily with a wipe, guys, so you don't have to stress too much. So this is the green, which obviously will be ideal for a Christmas tree. And somehow I popped that up and it actually hit my shoulder. There we go. So again, with this green, and I put a decent amount into the actual mould itself, because again, I'm doing the whole piece and it's like a greeny blue, this one, but really taking care as well as the front to get those edges. But you can see these colours hopefully just reflecting back at you. They're like mirrors, absolutely stunning. So I think we're going to get some interesting pieces, and I'm just blending this into that gold one as well, so that hopefully it goes all the way up to the edge. And as you can see, taking care around these sides again, because these are the bits that you'll probably forget, and then when you fill it up with resin, wonder why you've got black sides. And I think we're about there. But again, if you want anything from Let's Resin, I love their products, to be honest with you. I've got an affiliate link in the description, which has just been updated, so I know it works. And also, if you use the discount code CCUK, you'll get yourself some money off. And that's in the States or in the UK. So again, looking forward to just seeing how these work out. I've also picked up a skull mould as well, so I'm going to be playing with that over the next few weeks as well, I'm sure. So next I've got this blue, and I think this one's a greeny purpley one. So that will do for my glove. So this blue, I'm going to have a blue sort of candy cane. I'm going to put blue in the centre of this star here. Wow, that is lovely. Look at that. Sort of bluey purpley. So I said the candy cane. Is that a bit of gold in there as well? Obviously left on from before, but there we go. And as I say, you want to really rub it into the mould, guys, because that's where you get that lovely shiny burnished look. And be especially careful around your sides, because that's where you're likely to forget and not get the result that you want. A little bit more. And if you notice, I'm really concentrating on the sides and then just using the excess to fill in the rest. And again, it's my first time working with these products, so I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that that is probably the best way to do it. And then, as I say, just go around the whole thing, making sure that you've burnished everything in, like so. Means I'm probably going to have to make a trip to the craft shop to get some Christmas string to actually hang these, though, because I don't have any in. Wasn't expecting to be making ornaments this year. So again, I think I really like that colour. So I'm going to try the same. In fact, we said we were going to try it in this star, didn't we? What's the colour that I haven't tried yet? That's more of a green. So yeah, put it in the centre of this star as well. And see how the two colours blend as well. Be interesting to see. Again, just making sure that any areas that I've not covered, I'm just going over them to make sure that the whole piece is completely covered. And if you look there, the first colour that you put down stays in place while you go over it with another one. So hopefully this is going to work. There we are. So that's my star. And then my next colour is this almost green to purple one. And I think that'll make a pretty glove or mitten. Look at that. And again, it's a very different shade to the ones that we've already used. But again, just focusing on that edge. Almost seems like a slightly larger flake, actually, this one. And I think the key is here is not being shy with them. Just to make sure that you get that lovely finish. Look at this. Stunning. And I'm going to give you a close-up before I put the resin in, because these colours are just amazing. Again, just going around them all, making sure that I'm burnishing it in all the way around these edges and that I'm not missing anywhere, especially where I can't see, like here. And there we go. So that is the mitten. And you know what? I really like that colour. I might do the top of this stocking. And again, I'm just blending the two, I suppose, by doing this. Be interesting to see what the moulds clean up like as well afterwards. And then just because I've not got a lot of gold, I think I might actually do the snowman in gold and have a gold snowman. Why not? And then just give him a tiny bit of this for his hat. And then I'm going to experiment with him a tiny bit in a second. Just want to get these flakes in his hat. So that's his hat. Pretty much level. And then what I am going to do with him before I put the gold flakes in is just try something. So those of you that have been following what I've been doing on the channel, I have got some UV resin to hand in a needle top bottle. And I think this is a perfect project just to try it on. So again, all this is UV resin mixed with mica powder. So I'm just going to draw a couple of eyes in. A nose. A little smile, hopefully. and then a couple of little buttons. And again, that's where I think you could have some real fun with these moulds. Is just playing with different colours, different resins, different techniques, and seeing what you get. Here we go, I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to put this away and then cure those dots before I burnish him gold. And as I say, the great thing about this is it should only take up about 7 ounces of resin, which isn't an awful lot. So just get my UV torch, and now I'm just going to torch those dots. And hopefully when I burnish them, it won't remove them from the mould. So I'm going to have to be a bit gentle around those areas, because I still want to make sure that they're completely covered. But I don't want to obviously take them off the mould. I think it would be just cool to see if they stay on and if that effect stays. So again, I'm just going to do the other side as well. And then hopefully we're going to have a gold Frosty the Snowman. And I've just thought, actually, I want to put 2 arms in. I don't know why. I just think he needs arms. I'm going to put a little line like this. And then again on this side here. There we go. I think that's better. Don't know why, I just felt like he needed those arms. I'm just going to cure that as well. In place. Just put this away, and always cover up the UV resin that you're not using in something dark and black, so if the sun does ever get to it, mine's kept in a drawer so it should be okay. But you've got to remember that the sun will cure it. Okay. Now I have got some of these little flakes at the side of me as well, and I don't know what impact they would have if I try and burnish them at the same time. So I'm just going to put a few of those in there because to me they look like snow. I don't think it'll work, but we don't know until we try these things. And then I'm going to use that golden one again, which I think was this one. And then just go around the whole thing. Or at least focusing on these sides like this. And I did just wipe off some of that UV resin, so I'm a little bit concerned. But not concerned enough to stop. Just really focusing on these sides predominantly and being really gentle around those UV dots that I've just put in. The main thing I'm wanting to burnish here is really the sides and just the edge where it meets the mould. I'm just trying to take a bit of care so I'm not trying to come into contact, if I can avoid it, with the UV that I've just put in, because I think that could cause an issue. There we go. Especially around the face. So this guy's going to be a combination of those like purpley aurora flakes and gold, I think. Which I still think will be a cool effect. But again guys, the your ornaments, have fun with them. I can see what's happened now. Those aurora flakes are kind of attached to the UV. So I'm just going to wipe off my brush, get my respirator on, mix up some black resin, 7 ounces exactly, and then fill these. And I'm going to do it with the 2 hour In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it with the standard because I don't need to unmold these until tomorrow. But look at these colours, guys. Now, if that isn't a shimmer, I don't know what is. And I love the way the colours change depending on the light. Look at them. I think they will add some sparkle to any Christmas tree out there. So, as I say, just going to mix up some resin now. I'm going to do exactly 7 ounces. That's what it tells me on the mould. And see how we get on. So I'll see you in a sec. Hey guys, and we're back. And I've mixed up exactly 7 ounces of resin. I've done it in 2 separate cups just to prevent it overspilling in the debubbling machine. So I'm going to mix up most of this in black, but I can't bring myself to have a black snowman. So unfortunately, Mr. Snowman, I'm just going to separate a little bit of resin into this one. Not a lot, because again, I still want his hat to be black if possible. And this is going to be a challenge, I think, just to try and make sure I can keep the black in the hat and the white in the white. So I'm just going to add 1 drop of this ocean white. And I'm hoping I've guesstimated it well. I just can't bring myself, if that black shines through, to have a black snowman. It just doesn't seem right. So as you can see, I've just added 1 drop of that ocean white from Let's Resin, just to give me that nice, lovely white colour. And I think I should only need this for him. The rest I'm all going to do in black. So that is my white, essentially. And now I'm just going to mix up the other 2 as black. And all I'm going to use for that is my black resin dye paste. And in fact, I'm going to do the larger one first. In fact, no, the smaller one. Just in case I need a little bit more white. So again, just going to mix it round. Slowly as you can though at this point, because you've just spent all that time getting the bubbles out. The last thing you want to do is mix it like a madman and put those bubbles back in. So that is that one. And so I'm going to combine these in a second. I just want to get this snowman done. So again, I'm just going to initially fill this part of him. And I may have actually judged this perfectly, guys. Now, before the white has chance to spread, I'm going to put the black in. Like so, and then back in with the white, hopefully pushing that black back to where it was. Like so. I'm just hoping it doesn't come down anymore now. But I think I've judged that almost perfectly. That mould is pretty much full. And as you can see, it still kept the black separate from the white, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'm very surprised at that. At least it has on from the back. Whether it has from the front or not, I don't know. So that's Mr. Snowman done. So whatever happens with him now, happens. And the rest, as I say, I'm just going to mix it all together, because I don't think I need any more of that resin dye. 1 or 2 drops is really, really powerful stuff, guys. So just bear that in mind if ever you're using it. But since I started using this resin dye rather than using mica powder, I get a much cleaner black. And that's why I went to resin dye in the first place. I was fed up of using black mica powder and getting almost a charcoaly effect, or an uneven black effect. So As you can see, I've just poured that black into that clear, given it a very quick swirl around, and now everything's just as black as it was. Like so. Lovely black colour though. And now I'm just going to hopefully fill the rest. And you want to really make sure you get behind that little silicone nib. And I can already tell these are going to be absolutely stunning. Hopefully. Now I'm not going to fill them all the way just yet because I might not need to. And again, it says 7 ounces on the mould, but I don't know if that is full to the brim or if that is half full. So we will find out. I actually think this Christmas tree is going to be my favourite. For some reason, which is strange because I'm not the biggest fan of green. There's nothing more satisfying than just pouring resin. And there we go. So I know they're all at least 3/4 of the way full, and I've still got some spare, so I am going to top them all up now, all the way to the top. And hopefully that should save cleanup. You want them to ever so slightly dome if you can. But again, if you can, you want to avoid going over the silicone stick that's in there for the string as well. But I am actually looking forward to demoulding these and getting them on the tree. Add a little bit of uniqueness to it, rather than shop bought ornaments. And I would say their measurements are spot on. 7 ounces almost exactly. Can I fit any more in any more? Maybe a drop in that one. There we go guys, but as a resin project it doesn't get much simpler than that, does it? And in fact I have got a tiny bit of resin left in here, so that can go into my drip mould, which at the minute is a rabbit. So he's going to have a little black line going through him as well. And there we have it. Project done pretty much. I'm just going to make sure I get off any bubbles. And I'm having real problems with my better lighter, guys, so that's why I'm using a hand lighter. Probably not the best way to do it, but again, I don't want bubbles on there if I can avoid it. And it's only really the same as using a long neck lighter. Anyway, I think that's most of them. There we go. And now I'm just going to let those cure and we can demold them tomorrow and put them on the tree. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, and we are back, and it's been about a couple of hours, but it's been going through my head that I wouldn't forgive myself unless I'd seen what all of these ornaments look like. So I couldn't go to sleep without doing these as well. But for these, I'm going to keep it quite simple. So again, I've mixed up 7 ounces of resin. And I'm using the fast cure by Apex for this because it cures within sort of 2.5 hours. So that's ideal since I'm going to be demolding these tomorrow. And all I'm going to do is keep it quite simple. I've got some of this laser glitter from Resiners, and I'm going to put that into these. So I'm going to put gold in one and silver in the other, and then just pour it into these, and then hopefully we can have some glittery ornaments as well as those lovely techno sort of coloured chameleon powders chameleon flakes that we used in the last ones, and I think they'll actually complement each other quite well. So again, not going too crazy, probably 5 scoops I'm going to go for, because I do want this to be quite glittery, because I'm not going to add anything else. Let's go for 6. And who would have thought, up till a few videos ago, I didn't do anything with glitter, but there we go. Changed man. But I just really wanted to get these done so that I could hopefully get them all on the tree at the same time and see what a difference it'll make. So again, with the silver, just get in with 6 of these. And it should be enough. And the great thing about this laser glitter is it's ultra fine, so it shouldn't just sink. And it hasn't done so far in the projects I've used it on. So I'm just going to stir these around gently now because they have gone through the debubbler. And the last thing I want to do is introduce more bubbles once I've put all that work into getting them out. But I think 6 scoops should be more than enough for this, hopefully. And so just mixing it around gently so that it goes through all of that resin, and we should get some lovely glittery pieces, hopefully. Again, scrape your sides and the bottom to make sure there's no unmixed resin. And there we go. So that's that gold. And again, you can see just all of those colours in that ultrafine glitter. And again, trying to mix it quite slow so that you don't get excess bubbles in there, but you do want it to mix through. If it doesn't mix through, then you're probably going to have problems. So there we go. And I can just see from that, I think 6 scoops was about right, 3.5 ounces. So that is the gold, and now for the silver. And I just thought, for the sake of an extra 5-10 minutes, just to get these poured as well, I'd kick myself for not doing them. And I don't think it warrants a whole new video, so this way we can hopefully demold all 16 of these ornaments tomorrow, get some string on them, and get them on the tree. And if you want to do this, guys, as well, there's more than enough time before Christmas, because most of Let's Resin's products are pretty much next day delivery, which is amazing, really. So if you're looking at your tree at the minute and thinking, oh, it needs a bit of jazzing up before all the family comes round, why not do something like this? Truly unique, and make them your own, you know? So there we go. They're my 2 mixtures. So I've got the gold and the silver glitter, and that is it. That's all I'm going to use for these. So this is probably as straightforward as you can get. Now I'm just going to torch the bubbles off top, like so. And because of how much I was struggling with my last lighter, guys, I've actually got my chef's blowtorch out. And we'll see how that works. But most of these are going to be pretty straightforward. So all of these, I pretty much want the same, which is just a solid colour of this glitter. I'm just going to wipe the moulds, actually, because I've noticed that a hair's gone in it. Looks like one of Reggie's. So that's gone. The 2 that'll be a little bit more complex are probably these 2, and that's because I want to do them in 2 different colours, a bit like I did with the snowman. So I'm going to do those first, I think. So I want the horns, or do I want it the other way around? Yeah, so I'm going to do the bulk of the body of this reindeer in the gold, like so. And as I say, it doesn't get much easier than this, guys. So I'm just going to fill it up to there. And then before that goes into these antlers, I'm going to go in with the silver. And hopefully that will just give me that colour separation between the 2. So there we go. That is my reindeer. I am going to put a tiny drop in just to mix it in there with the gold as well, so it kind of blends into the head. So that's him. And then with the rocking horse, I'm going to do it the opposite way round. So his body's going to be mainly silver, and this base bit here is going to be mainly gold. Like so. And then in there with the silver before the gold hopefully spreads too much. So there we go. So that will be those 2. And as I say, it does not get more straightforward than this. And then I'm going to go 2 gold and one of these gingerbread men gold as well. So that's my gingerbread man. And then my 2 baubles. And then I'm just going to use the rest of it to top the moulds up. But as I say, how simple is this? It's probably the simplest project you've ever seen me do, but I'm still hoping that we're going to get some great results from it. And I just think these are going to look amazing, especially in contrast to those Chameleon flakes that we used earlier. It will just give us a different look on the tree. So that's that, and now with the silver, exactly the same. So this little gingerbread man first. And you want these to at least be half full if you don't fill them all the way, guys. Just to give them that enough strength. Because you're probably going to put these away in the loft after Christmas and hopefully get them out year after year. And that's the great thing with these ornaments. You only have to make them once, and you can either make a new set the following year or just keep getting the same ones back out year after year. So now just going to use the rest to top them up a little. And I just think these will add an extra element of sparkle to the Christmas tree. And as I say, it's taken all of, apart from mixing the resin, all of about 5 minutes. And you can go as complex as you like with these guys. You can do Petri effect in them, you can do bubble technique, you could even do velvet technique if you wanted to. But you don't have to. Sometimes simple is the best. And I think that is about it. It is as simple as that. And again, we get to demold these tomorrow morning at the same time as the other pieces, because I use the 2-hour fast cure resin for these. So in fact, these will probably be cured before the others. So all I'm going to do with these is just touch the bubbles off, and then we're done. That's how simple it was. Again, I've got a drop left in these, so again, they can go in my rabbit drip mold at the side, and it can have a tiny bit of glitter in there as well. He's going to be really interesting with all the different layers he's had now, that's for sure. So again, I don't like to leave any in the cups, so I'm just taking it out and dropping it into that rabbit. And there we go, guys. It is as straightforward as that. So tomorrow we're going to demold all 16 of them. And as I say, you've still got time to get yourself these molds from Let's Resin. Just getting rid of those bubbles. Again, whenever you're doing this, guys, try not to go close to your mold, because that's when you can bond it, the resin, to your mold. And there we go. And that is good to go, and I'll see you guys in the morning for demold. Morning, guys, and it is the next day. Now, I finished these at about 1:30 in the morning, and what I should have done is waited 5 minutes and come back, and any bubbles that have come up, torch them again. This is what happens if you don't, guys. So always make a note, when you finish your pieces, try and come back 5-10 minutes later and just torch off any bubbles, especially if there's lots of glitter and stuff in them. Otherwise, you'll get effects like this. Now, I don't think it's going to ruin them. As I say, those ones, it hasn't happened to, because I did come back after 5 or 10 minutes. But top tip for you, whenever you've finished your piece, come back 5-10 minutes later and just torch off any of those excess bubbles again. So, I'm going to start off with these, and I think they'll be relatively straightforward. Look at that. And it is just that glittery shine all the way through. I think they're going to look amazing on the tree. And again, really good molds, these from Let's Resin, so really happy with them. Again, this little guy, just glitter, that shine all over, beautiful. So they're my 2 little gingerbread men. See if this guy's worked out in the 2 different colours. And it has. So we've got the silvery glitter at the top on the antlers, and then the gold everywhere else. So again, really cool. And I'm really liking these. I think they're going to look amazing on the tree. And do you know what? They're unique, and that's the key thing. I like to have things that are unique, that I've made, and that you can't buy in a shop. So again, that's worked really well with that gold glitter in the base and the silver in the top. And I wish you could see all the colours that are actually shining off this, because they are stunning. Let me have a look, see if I can change the lighting and see if that makes an impact. It's actually like a summer's day today, it's weird. There we go, that's better. So again, just look at all those different colours, shimmering, shining, beautiful. But I'm really excited to look at these ones underneath, to be honest. And again, just those straightforward baubles. And all I'm going to do, I've got some Christmas string on order, put some string through these, and then they can go straight on the tree. Again, absolutely lovely. Now I've had a thought as well, and just to make a few more unique ones. Haven't tried this yet, but I'm thinking I might be able to get a 3D bloom in these ones. So I'm going to give that a go as well in a future video. But I need to get a move on because it's very nearly Christmas. Right, now these are the really exciting ones that we use those ultra intense Chameleon flakes for, and I can already see the colours sort of coming through. So I'm going to start off with Mr. Snowman, and these will still be a little bit soft because it's not been a full 24 hours, but I think they'll be okay to demold. So the UV worked actually, guys. You can still see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, those dots there. And he's almost like a graffiti style. And I like the fact that the black and the white still stay separate. So that is Frosty the Snowman. Now these are the ones that I'm really excited for, because these are going to be completely covered in those Chameleon type flakes. As you can see, they're a tiny bit soft. Probably should leave them for a few more hours, but you know me, I'm impatient. Wow, look at that. And again, this is just because I've been a little bit impatient and I'm demolding a little bit too early, but I can fix that in a second. But I just really wanted to see these colour shifts. And again, don't do what I do, guys. Leave them for the full 24 hours. Wow, and this is that blue Chameleon shift colour. And this is the Christmas tree. Again, looking forward to seeing this one because it should have the two separate colours. Whoa, that is my favourite so far. Look at that, greens to gold, pinks to gold. That's going to be amazing on the tree. That's my favourite so far, the Christmas tree. Let's go for this boot. Or stocking. Wow. Again, just those lovely pinks into blues into greens. So again, love these guys. And I didn't think I'd get so excited over some Christmas ornaments, but there we go. These colour shifting flakes are absolutely stunning. Look at that. And I can't wait to see what they actually look like on the tree, with hopefully those little lights flashing off them as well. This is the star. And again, that's worked really well with those two different colours sort of blending into each other. And then finally, the bell. Wow, look at that. Just those pinks shifting into golds. Absolutely gorgeous. So really happy with these. Don't forget, guys, there's still time if you want to make your own. Get these from Let's Resin. There's a discount code in the description, which is ccukresin. I'm going to get some string on these, get them on the tree, and get you a final photo. Hey guys, and I just wanted to say, in case I don't get a chance before Christmas, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and an even better new year, and lots of fun resin projects planned for 2025. So have a great Christmas, and I'll see you all on the next video.